Amazon is set to relaunch its drone delivery program, making a really significant step towards enhancing automation in last mile logistics. It's all about that last mile. The move expected to strengthen Amazon's position as a leader in innovation, also cost efficiency, likely to boost investor confidence in the company's long-term prospects. That's what they tell us. For more, we're joined by Brad Gasworth from Unearthing Opportunities. Brad, I've been waiting for an Amazon package to arrive via drone. It still hasn't. What's been going on?
Yeah, I think we all can't wait for that day when all packages in this last mile arrive with drones. But no, I mean, there were some delays with their drone delivery. There are certainly sample cities being tested out currently. And I mean, this is certainly the future. We're not there yet. It's going to take several years from now to enhance it and make sure that we get there where there aren't any issues. But that being said, this is going to really help profitability. You won't have to pay drivers delivering packages. You can have more efficiency, better tracking, and it could put more pressure on the incumbent delivery companies like a FedEx and UPS.
I just can't see it taking off, pardon the pun. And the reason I say that is just for practical reasons, right? I'm in an office CBD environment. How are we going to get a package delivered into an office in the CBD in a high-rise tower? Then I think about all of the electric scooters and e-bikes that zoom around Melbourne, and half of them have ended up in the Yarra River because, unfortunately, while businesses can have great ideas, the public can't necessarily be trusted. And if there's a drone with a high net worth item flying above your head, someone's going to have a bow and arrow for that drone, surely. I mean, does it pass the safety test of what people are like?
So I do believe that this is going to be quite a successful way to deliver for that last mile for residential in certain areas. And now, clearly they already have a tremendous amount of information, so they know they won't be able to get it, the nice, high luxury good gifts to your office when you're delivering them. But I think when you look at some regular, materials to houses or places where there would be easier access for drones, I do think this is going to work. So, I mean, again, we're still in development and still testing phases, so it's going to take some time, but I do believe there's plenty of use cases where this will be quite an effective and efficient way for delivery.
Talk to us about some of the key tech advancements that have made Amazon now confident to be able to resume drone delivery.
Yeah, I mean, and it wasn't necessarily just on the technology side. I mean, there's been some issues on the regulatory side where there is for good reason, right? I mean, there's been concerns about them growing and flying around different residential areas. If something falls, what's who's liable? What's the liability like? But there's really been a tremendous amount of issues regulatory that's been sort of holding things back. On the technology side, the technology there for the drones is there. I mean, drones can carry a tremendous amount of weight, so it's really not on the technology. It was more regulatory, at least from what my understanding.
All right, so talk to us about Amazon's competition with Walmart and also Shopify in the logistics space. How does drone delivery put it a step beyond where they're at?
Yeah, I mean, Amazon really, if you look at their logistics business, Aaron, it's gotten so large. I mean, they're, dwarfing the largest public competitors. And I think this really competes, not really necessarily just on that the e-commerce platforms, but they're making major strides on logistics. The logistics company itself could be, in the hundreds of billions of dollars, just the logistics side. Given their footholds. Now, I think the drone side is just an added bonus, but a lot of other companies are testing out this drone delivery platform. So they're not the only one. Many companies are. I think they're just the furthest along at this current time.
What happens to FedEx and UPS? Obviously, Amazon had a long-term partnership with delivery companies, and now they've gone in-house, right? They've bought their own planes, they've got their own delivery network. By heading in the sky, what happens to some of the old school players like FedEx and UPS?
Yeah, that's really the multi-billion dollar question. I think there's more pressure and the stocks go under. I think they get hit from this. I think they're going to continue to see Amazon taking share on the delivery side. And it's just because of how big the company's marketplace is. And they're doing incredible things, and they've also done it a lot better. So there's been surveys done across the board about somebody getting a FedEx package, a UPS package, or an Amazon package, and how are those packages delivered. And it's been unanimous that Amazon delivery is much better received than the others. So I mean, there's certainly already there's an interest from the consumer to get packages from Amazon outside of traditional methods. But yeah, I mean, it's the right question here, and I think there's pressure comes to those companies and the stock in the future for sure.
And beyond cost savings, so you mentioned about those delivery drivers and reducing the costs and some of the delays and the frustrations that we have with Amazon delivery drivers. What other monetization opportunities does Amazon actually see when it comes to its drone delivery technology?
Yeah, I mean, I think they can monetize. One, I think it's efficiencies. That's really where it comes down. So they're not going to be able to charge more for a drone delivery. I think they're able to save those costs on their financial statements. So, this is more of a profitability enhancer in the future. And that's really the monetization strategy. I don't think they're going to be charging. However, maybe they're able to do, if they do split off third-party logistics, and offer the service to all kinds of things. Like maybe, let's say, there's been some of those sci-fi movies where pizza delivery was given by a drone right into the window of an apartment building. So maybe in the not so distant several years from now, that happens, and maybe Amazon's the partner to do that. I don't know. That's a lot of speculation there, but ultimately, Amazon's drone delivery is going to help margins in the future.
Well, they could do kind of skywriting with these drones as well. Brad Gastworth is great above your house or something. What do you reckon?
They could definitely do drone shows, that's for sure. But that's
personalized drone shows. I love it. I love it. All right.
Venture.